The first video lesson for our new unit on fiction writing. Our first unit was on a personal narrative, so that means that it was a story that actually happened with facts and everything, and things that are true and things that actually happened. For this unit, we're going to try something a little bit different. We're going to do fiction writing, so that means a story based on something that didn't actually happen, though some of the things may be true. Most of the things are not true or did not happen. And so for the first two lessons, both today and lesson number 2, we're going to talk about how you can gather story ideas for this fiction writing. Okay? As you can see at the top, the name of this unit is called the arc of the story. And so we're going to be spending a lot of time developing our stories, developing our story ideas, developing our characters, so that we have a really good piece of fiction writing, a great fiction story. And based on all the personal narratives that I saw, I'm really excited to see what you're going to come up with creatively in this new unit. Okay? So as you can see on my slide here, the first place that most authors gather things from, or gather story ideas from, are from small moments in their lives. I'll give you an example. There was an author who I really enjoy, Stephen King, who usually writes most of his books, even though they wind up being pretty scary, and they are definitely scary books. He usually writes them from just very simple things. The book Cujo that he wrote, which is about a dog that kind of becomes possessed and goes crazy, he wrote it about a neighbor's dog, of all things. And the story The Shining actually came from a hotel stay that he had and just got this crazy idea. So sometimes authors take story ideas from small little moments in their lives. And if you don't believe me, I'll prove it here. I've come up with a couple. One you've already heard, I'm sure. The other one you may not know, okay? My sister was always mean to me. My mom told her one day I would get even. She made me really mad and there was a garbage can available. I put my sister in the garbage can and rolled her down the driveway. So as you can see, there's not a lot to that. I'm not writing a full-on story. I'm just writing a couple of really quick sentences, writing down my quick seed idea. We call it a seed idea because, as you may remember from kindergarten, first grade, when you plant a seed, it starts to grow, right? But plants don't just happen. They need those seeds, right? And you got to water that seed, and your seed needs sunlight. It needs to be taken care of. And so stories, especially fictional stories, are just like that. They come from these little seed ideas. That's what we call them, seed ideas. And then one of those seeds you'll eventually pick, and it'll grow into a story. So my seed idea is really simple. I'm just writing down the biggest things that happened in that moment in my life. Maybe I'll write a story about it. Maybe I won't. But the point is that I want to get my idea down, okay? And I came up with a second one. I was thinking a lot about my grandma, and my grandma would always take me to my pre-K class, my pre-K school. And it had a silly name, which always sticks out to me. And whenever I tell people that I went to preschool at this place, they always chuckle a little bit. You want to hear what the name of my school was? It was called Winky Bear. Silly name, right? Would definitely stick in your head, right? Almost like a good place for a good place for to have in your story, right? Think of all the possibilities. Winky Bear could be a toy store in your story. Winky Bear could be a place where you get stuffed animals. Winky Bear could be a restaurant that you go to. But that's a moment from my life, right? That's something that happened in my life that I could use in a fictional story. But enough talk about Winky Bear. My grandma took me to get pancakes every day before pre-K. We would go to the Golden Bear restaurant. I would always order pancakes with extra syrup. I love spending time eating syrupy pancakes with my grandma. Again, this is a seed idea. I don't need to write lots and lots of sentences. I don't need to write paragraphs. Just a couple of sentences letting me know or reminding me of what the story is that I want to write about. Now, I'm sure my grandma didn't take me to get pancakes every single day, but it felt like that. And because this is a fictional story, I could say that she took me there every day, okay? And I believe I got extra syrup, but maybe not every time. Maybe that was just on special occasions. But again, it's a fictional story, so it doesn't necessarily have to always happen, all right? So all I did was I just wrote down two really quick seed ideas, things that may grow into a story or may not. What I want you to do today is to think of at least two quick seed idea stories. If you want to, you could write even longer than these couple of sentences that I have, if it's a story that you think is really good. Otherwise, all I'm looking for is this, just a couple of sentences telling me about your idea. I've attached a Google Doc to this assignment in your Google Classroom, and so you should write your seed ideas there. I can't wait to see what you come up with